Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is April 4th. I'm still continuing on for the previous video I made. I made 2 videos earlier that, however, the camera out of the battery, so therefore have to be cut in the afternoon, where I was at the study park with Katie and the cameraman. Okay, so where I was. So the goal is talking about that the unlawful detention, the 11th time. What happened before that day, in March 30th, 2026. So after I got back to my unit, I realized that everything was robbed and the Katie was gone. I could not identify whether I have been signed Form 4 or not, because there's seemingly that they signed Form 4. I was no longer the on intended leave. I was the property, an asset of St. Paul Hospital, belongs to the Unit 9A, which is the psychiatric unit on the 9th floor, where I was on the day before, 29th. I went up there, asked them whether psychosis is contagious. They said they do not know. So question is, clearly I have no cognitive-wise aspect. I don't have that part to be detained. I don't fit the criteria 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2 Vincent. Paper Vincent was created by 3 British with VPT. Other Vincent, real Alex Vincent, always got discharged. As I went there multiple times before the crisis arrived. So Stephen told me that he went there, he couldn't figure out whether I was on Form 4 or not, because ABSU could not tell him as there was no paperwork, or I'm not on the system in the database, in the computer, in the system. So again, they're lying. They knew they signed Form 4, because previously in February, after the Weasley guy signed the Form 4, me and Stephen visited St. Paul Hospital. We went to there, asked the nurse Lisa. Lisa told us, that the system, their plan is get me to be admitted to the St. Paul Hospital. I can either go there, admit myself there, or they use the Car 87, the law enforcement. That was before February 10th. Remember, I was on XL for quite a while in downtown East Side, and 5-star hotel, one after another, until I got myself hold myself up to the panel hearing the February 10th. So I knew they were lying, because I also talked to Lisa in the March 30th about contagious, whether it's psychosis contagious or not. She told me formally it's not contagious. So by that, it means it's environmental hazard, confirmed by common sense and formal logic. So right now, I'm facing that 3 British trying to fake my drug use history. Use that trying to justify their narrative of there's a paper Vincent that's drug abuser. Since I have evidence of Nurse Anthony told me that. I have a video, I have the voice memo recorded. He told me that formally. He remembered I did give the urine samples. So recently guy, he lied. The return hearing, saying that I have substance abuse. In common sense of logic. Now there's 2 side effects. The real side effect from the Abilify is that gain weight, lost the joy of everything, because they block my dopamine. I checked the peer-reviewed academical paper essay about from UBC. It's true. What happened to me is completely, it's non-psychotic people being forced to use Abilify as kind of backup. And I also got the evidence from the paperwork from the pharmacist on Davis Street, Shopping Drug Mart. That's an Abilify side effect for the psychotic people. It's not completely on me. So, in common sense, from logic, if there's a severe side effect, much worse, and there's another side effect that's less worse, what do you have to do? What do you suppose to do? Right? So if there's a chance to reduce the harm, once I have to be psychosis, take that first the injection, I have to all the reasons to do drugs. Therefore, I can make myself less harm for my physical aspect, concern, for the health issues that I don't want to be suicidal. Consider which one to take, of course. I have to be psychosis, but I'm not self-harm. I know drugs not good for me. I'm not drug abuser. I firmly say that I am not. The system trying to frame me as that way. The second reason, first reason, I never did the blood work. Second reason, I did blood work, but I just claim I did the drug so that I could get out there. And the system labeled me as drug abuser, even though the blood work, urine test, it says otherwise. So from the beginning, who's drug abuser, me or Kevin? Anyway, that night, I could not call car 87. No, I could not call police because I knew once I call police to report Katie, that's the trap Kevin set up. Just to test me the reaction, to see how vulnerable I am, how reactive I will be. Once I knew my place being robbed, my daughter being stolen. Normal people would call 911 or local police call to report such a crime, but I cannot, because anything I do that night, especially at that hour, 1:30 a.m. or 3 a.m., after I identified about Form 4 very precise amount. So from that moment, I'm not psychosis. I considered what to do for the next step after I did research. From rational aspect, what you have to do is wait until in the morning, hold up, don't call 911, don't report the crime. Otherwise, car 7, please will right away get me. I will wait in the morning. First thing to do, I worry Katie most. That's the most important thing in my life. So, supposedly, I have to report such a crime with the omission pad. Go to community police office at community. That's a block away on Jervis and Debbie. Report that missing pad, Katie's missing. And then hold until I will be checkmate winning this case by going back to the clinic. My scheduled appointment at 2:10 p.m. at the clinic located on Nicola and Panther Street. That was scheduled. But once I go there, do the autopsy test to confirm the fungal infection, yeast infection, would at least last for 3 years. So therefore, that would debunk all the theories of psychosis, the bullshit of those, I don't want to name them. Those people, they don't deserve the title of doctor. I have more qualification than them being a doctor because I successfully self-diagnosed my illness and knowing the treatment is environmental hazard and accurately identified the most efficient way to get rid of environmental hazard, which is heating treatment, September 2022, and I paid for that for 2 fuckers. Anywho, so by that, in the morning after I wake up, first thing I did was not very rational. I called the local police right away because I miss Katie so much. I thought after get over from that night it would be okay. So I called police. I explained the missing pad, Katie's missing, and the property theft. What happened was, of course, the call bachelor from 911, they lied to me. They fake embassy have to understand my pain, and they said police will be there. But they asked where I am instead of secure that the missing pad aspect. They were trying to secure where I was. So I knew car 7 is coming. So I have to remain calm, wipe up my tears, and try to be as rational as I can, as calm as I can. When police arrived, I explained my concern, and of course, the not real police, the car 7 and 2 nurses. They apprehended me, checked about whether Travis are in the room. Because when I called them around, they asked me who else in the room. Nothing to do with my missing pad. You think I'm still with? No, I'm not. Certainly I am not. Anyway, so they checked the Travis. I wasn't even sure because the first thing I wake up and call local police phone number. And I was at home. I don't know what happened to him, but anyway, I was apprehended by police. Whether I was handcuffed or not, maybe I was. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I think I was. And then I was delivered to Tampa Hospital, and the same fucking Dr. Lee, who misdiagnosed me from the very beginning 3 years ago, did that. Put me, getting me involved with psychiatric treatment. Dr. Lee, once he heard the word of fact, and he would consider that psychosis after somebody labeled me as psychosis delusional. Anyway, same doctor, but I mentioned that, hey, I have scheduled the appointment to see a specialist in the PM 2:10. Guess what? That's the freak, Dr. Lee. Oh, sorry, the freak Lee says this: if I agree to get jabbed, then they will allow me to go to see the specialist. What? Think I'm new and nothing about the chemical? Once I got the jab, it will influence that specialist checking for the autopsy test for the fungal infection. So I said no. And guess what? If that is their plan, is keeping me detained until the April 17th, the review panel hearing. So of course, before I told Wesley I'd rather die than get jabbed. I will commit suicide or got detained. Guess what? They detained me. So I feel I'm not suicidal. I refuse to get suicide. And I told them I'm not a drug abuser. I can give urine test. I don't want to get the blood work. They don't stop me from the drug abuse aspect. So I was detained, heavily drugged. Every time I tried to address my concern, they give me medication, Abilify. They forced to watch me to get swollen medication. So I was hugely, mentally get abused by medication. I think I had those Adamine and Pedipine and antipsychotic meds, Abilify and Sacral multiple times forced. And I was passed out, and I did not get any assessment at all. So-called every day you will be assessed by a psychiatrist. No, the day one, no psychiatrist ever assessed me. Not the nurse. Nurse said I've been taught to psychiatrist. I wouldn't. Psychiatrist was there when I was sleeping after heavily medication. What the fuck are you doing? Cameraman, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
What do you mean?
Make a new one. Continue.
Just continue. Yeah, we're just making a point.
No, you were doing this.
Yeah.
No, you were doing this.
Zooming in and
you were
zooming
not doing cameraman's job. You were trying to fake it.
I wasn't faking it. It's still there.
Okay. Once you say the accent, I start. Over here.
You want to walk around a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
The accent.
Huh?
House. Make a new one. The accent.